Real quick, if you've been walking around thinking you're the problem, this episode is for you because you're not the problem. Your patterns are. Let's talk about it. Welcome to April Unmuted. I'm so glad you pressed play today. This is the space where we talk about mindset, transformation, and faith. For the woman who is tired of shrinking, tired of carrying everything, and knows in her spirit there has to be more than this. In the last episode, we talked about pivoting with purpose, not just running from pain, not just jumping to the next thing because you hate where you are. We broke down panic pivots and purpose pivots and how easy it is to move fast when your body is tired and your heart is desperate for a way out. Today, I want to go a layer under that. Because before you ever make a pivot, before you ever change the job, the relationship, the city, the brand, right? You have a whole conversation going on inside your head about you. And for a lot of us, that conversation sounds like I'm the problem. I'm lazy. I'm not smart enough. I should be further by now, right? If that's you, stay with me. We're not beating you up today. We are pulling the truth apart so you can breathe. Let me talk to the woman who's listening to this on her way home from work. You just did a full 8, 9, maybe even 10-hour day. Customers, co-workers, managers, commute, all of it. You get home and your body is tired, but your brain is loud. You're scrolling. You're looking at people building brands, posting content, starting businesses, living soft, right? And instead of saying, wow, that's possible for me, you start saying, dang, what is wrong with me? Why can't I get it together? Why am I still at this job? Why am I not posting more? Maybe I'm just not built for this. If that sounds like you, I want you to hear me. The way you talk to yourself at night is heavier than the work you did all day. And that self talk is not your personality, it's a pattern. I'm going to be real. There was a night not too long ago. I was leaving work, headed to the subway in the city, headed to get on a train. And we're packed in. I'm holding the pole. Somebody's music is loud. You got somebody over here eating. And I'm just standing there thinking, I'm so tired, right? My feet hurt from being on them all day. My brain is fried from making decisions, helping customers, coaching my team, right? I finally get off the subway, walk over to the New Jersey Transit, and I get on that, the double decker trains. I find my seat like I always do. And I sit down, I lean my head back, and instead of giving myself grace, I start dragging myself. Like, April, you should be further than this. You're always talking about mindset and purpose, but you're still at this job. Everybody else is out there quitting and living their dream, and you're still riding this train home. Maybe you're not as smart as you think you are, right? Maybe you're not really called to this. That's something that rings strong sometimes. Have you ever been there, right? But by the time the train pulled into my stop, I was more drained from my thoughts than from my whole shift, okay? I walked into the house, I dropped my bags, sat on the couch, and I heard it very clear in my spirit. It was like, you're not the problem, your patterns are. It really truly hit me. The way I was talking to myself was not how God talks to me. It was not how I talk to my listeners. It's not even how I talk to strangers, right? It was a pattern I learned from years of surviving, years of overworking, years of carrying everyone and everything and then blaming myself when I could not carry one more thing. So when I say patterns, here's what I mean. Patterns are the automatic ways you respond when you feel pressure, fear, or shame. It's the script that plays in your head before you even think about it. It's the way you talk to yourself, the way you overfunction for everyone else, the way you stay quiet when you want to speak, the way you put your dreams at the bottom of the list. None of that is just how you are. Those are patterns. Some of them help you survive seasons you never thought you would make it out of. So they came with you. But now you're in a new season. And those same patterns are choking your peace. You're not broken, you're patterned. Let's name a few patterns you might be living with right now. I'm going to give you 3 patterns. And as I talk, I want you to notice which one hits the hardest for you, okay? So, pattern 1, carrying everything alone. This is the pattern where you always say, I got it. At work, at home, in your friend group, in your family, you take on that extra shift, right? You cover the gap. You solve the problem. You are the one people call. But then at night, you're mad at yourself for being tired. You tell yourself, I should be stronger. I should be able to do this and still work on my dream. That is not a personality trait. That is a pattern. The shift here is not work harder. The shift is asking, where did I learn that I had to carry everything alone to be worthy? Who told me rest was a reward instead of a right? Pattern 2, shrinking your voice to keep the peace. Second pattern, you have so much to say. At work, you see things that are off. In your life, you have ideas, opinions, vision. But when it's time to speak up, you swallow it. You laugh it off. You say, it's fine, I'm good. You change the subject. And then you go home and you drag yourself. I should have said something. Why didn't I speak up? Clearly, I'm not a leader. Clearly, I'm not built to be visible or have a brand. And again, not true. That is a pattern. At some point, it felt safer to be quiet, safer to not rock the boat, safer safer to be small than to be labeled, judged, or misunderstood. So now your brain thinks silence is safety, even when silence is hurting you. Pattern 3, all or nothing with your dreams. This is the third pattern. This one is key. When it comes to your goals, it's all or nothing. You're either fully locked in with a color coded planner, a fresh notebook, new apps, just big energy, right? Or you're doing absolutely nothing and calling yourself a failure. There's no middle for you. I want you to hear me with your heart for a second. God did not create you to be at war with yourself. He did not put gifts in you, vision in you, a voice in you, just for you to spend your whole life calling yourself names he never called you. I want you to think about it, like seriously. Would you ever, look at your friend or sister or daughter and say the things you say to yourself in your head? You wouldn't call her lazy because she's tired. You would not call her stupid because she made a mistake, right? You would not tell her she's behind because her journey looks different. So, why is it okay when the voice is pointed at you? The Bible talks about renewing your mind. That is pattern work. It's not about pretending everything is fine. It's not about faking positivity. It's letting God show you the thoughts you have rehearsed for years and then asking yourself, really, is this even mine? Like, is this from God or from fear? Is this truth or from trauma? Some of the thoughts you have about yourself were planted there by tired parents, right? By stressed out teachers, by messy relationships, by bosses who only saw your output and never saw your heart. And somewhere along the way, you grabbed their words and made them your identity. But that is not who you are. God knows the real you, the soft you, the funny you, the cold you. And he is not shocked that you picked up some rough patterns while you were surviving. You are not the problem. The story you keep repeating about yourself is. And the beautiful thing is, stories and patterns, they can change. I want to give you 3 questions you can sit with this week. You can journal them, you can voice note them, you can think about them on your commute or as you go throughout your day. If you can, write these down somewhere in your notes app, on a sticky note, somewhere you can come back to them. So, question 1, when I mess up or fall behind, what is the first thing I say about myself? Not the cleaned up version, the real one. What name do you call you? What label do you put on your own chest? Maybe it's, I'm so stupid. I always do this. I'll never get it right. I want you to write it down exact, the same way it shows up in your head, because you cannot heal what you keep hiding under nice language. Question 2, who taught me to talk to myself like that? That voice came from somewhere. Was it something a parent used to say? Was it a teacher who embarrassed you in class? Was it a boss who made you feel small? Or was it even an ex who tore you down? You might hear her tone. You might see a face. You might remember a moment. I want you to be honest about it. Because once you see where it came from, you can start to separate their voice from God's voice and from your own voice. Question 3, and this one I think is very important. If God was sitting on the couch with me right now, would he talk to me the way I talk to me? Picture it. Like really, I want you to visualize this. You on one side of the couch, hoodie on, work bag on the floor, phone in your hand. You're listing all the ways you feel like you're failing. Now imagine God is sitting on the other side, looking at you, listening. Does he join you and drag you? Or does he see the weight you're carrying, see the patterns you learned, and speak to you with truth and love? If the answer is no, if you know in your spirit that he would not talk to you like that, then the voice in your head is not holy. It is just a pattern, not your identity. Those 3 questions alone can start to break something open for you. Okay, so now, on this show, I don't want you to just listen. I want you to actually do something with it. All right. I want you to put it into action, put it into, real steps to help you grow. Right. So here is your tonight, this morning, whatever time of day you listen to it. This is the steps for you now. Set a 12-minute timer, just 12. Okay. When you get home or before you go to bed, grab a notebook or your notes app. At the top of the page, I want you to write, I am not the problem. The pattern is, and then finish the sentence. It might be, I am not the problem. This pattern of saying yes when I'm exhausted is. Or, I am not the problem. This pattern of dragging myself for every mistake is. Or even, I am not the problem. This pattern of waiting until I feel perfect to start is. One sentence, not a whole story, right? Just the pattern you are most tired of carrying. 12 minutes, one honest line. If those questions hit you, if you write that sentence and you realize you picked up a lot of patterns you never named, that is exactly why I created the UnMuted method. The UnMuted method is a press play mindset experience. You sit down, you press play, and my voice guides you through the process, through the pages. No guessing what to journal, no staring at a blank screen, no trying to untangle all of this alone in your head. We walk through the beliefs, the patterns, the old stories, one page at a time. So if you're ready to start shifting how you see yourself instead of dragging yourself all the time, I want you to grab the UnMuted method. The link is in the description, or you can go to my Instagram, find my latest post, and comment the word unmuted, and I'll send you the link so you can start your first page tonight. Before we close, I want you to hear this. You're not crazy for feeling tired. You're not weak for wanting more. You're not behind because your life doesn't look like the internet. You are a woman who learned how to survive, to push through, to show up for everybody. Now, God is inviting you to learn how to live. And that starts with how you see yourself and how you speak to yourself. So tonight, when that old voice starts spinning again, I want you to interrupt it out loud if you have to. I am not the problem. This is just a pattern, and I'm allowed to change. So thank you for hanging out with me today. If this helped you, I want you to share it with a friend who is hard on herself the same way you are hard on you. And if you decide to take that first step tonight and walk through that process, message me and let me know what came up for you. So remember, be authentic in everything that you do, because authenticity is the new bag.